Dollar. What the fuck going on, y'all? Random. It's popping, everybody. Hope everybody doing good. You already know how we do, how we give it up. We outside, we inside, we the fuck everywhere. How y'all doing, man? What up? What up, chat? What up, chatito? You already know, man. I'm gonna give it the 3-5 minute mark. Guess what just came in, baby? We ain't talking the chain gang, we talking the shirt gang. Numero cinco popping up everywhere, man. What's that about? What's going on? What's going on? What up, folk? How y'all living? How y'all grooving? How y'all performing out here in this world, man? It's bugged out, man. Ladies and gentlemen, it's bugged out. Y'all seen a couple cool things. Michael Jackson dissing Tony Mottola and fucking all them other weirdo niggas. But what up, folk? How y'all doing? How y'all living, man? $8, random. Working out, yeah, stretching. You know, all right, man. We gonna smoke this little Elsky. I'm gonna let folk come in. You know what I mean. Regardless, after 5 minutes, I get it popping. 10-10. We get the wheels moving. You know what I mean. And then once the wheels moving, we out of here. So let's talk our shit. I don't like lighting this motherfucker in front of them because like I say, I try not to promote this what I'm doing. You know what I mean. A lot of people try to glamorize shit, and I don't think there's certain things in life you're supposed to be glamorizing. You heard? Well, what up, folk? How y'all doing, man? Talk to me, chat. We're gonna talk about Toy Story 5, man. We're gonna talk about and fact, I'm gonna hit y'all with maybe 1-3 stories, $8 stories, real life joints. Nothing too crazy, nothing too flashy. Just regular living life, you know what I mean? Having a good time with mine. And always in survival mode. I always been like that, you know what I mean? But what up, folk? Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga. Say, nigga. I'm stepping my shit up, y'all. Let's put that bitch away. We're gonna smoke that little joint. And here we go. We got about 3 minutes on them. Let's talk, man. What's popping, everybody? Thank you for rocking with my channel. I appreciate everybody that jumps in. You know how we give it up, man. We outside, we inside, we everywhere, man. Random. Randumb, man. So what's popping, man? Yo, Toy Story 5, man. If you don't know, if you haven't clicked on that thumbnail, let's talk about it, man. Um, the number 5, right? So I'm a 5. Knicks winning 5. Just follow a lot of wild shit happening with the 5. You know what I mean? And it's bugged out. Toy Story 5. If you don't know, that whole movie was just prepping parents and kids to start living less iPad, less technology. Let's start train way. Let's go back to playing with toys. When you play with toys, it instills imagination. It brings a lot of things, get the brain moving. You know what I'm saying? When you don't got the brain moving, you ain't gonna want to learn, you know what I'm saying? And your reading levels is trash. So word, man, that movie, I didn't see it, but I heard a lot of good things when it comes to the message behind the movie. It was trying to promote parents to start having your kids play with toys more, less iPad, less, you know, you going when you trying to play with the function, you're gonna have dysfunction. You understand? But I remember when I was little, man, you get give me a couple of toys, Ninja Turtle joints, my imagination was out of here. And then I had one of them uncles that would take old boxes and make them into like a base and shit. So I always had, you know what I mean, a cool way of seeing shit, cool way of approaching life, and just never bored. You know what I mean? I don't know how motherfuckers be bored nowadays. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're young, you got no bills, you got no real responsibilities. All you gotta do is just be a little kid and just don't get in trouble. You heard? But the trouble part, motherfuckers think that shit is a badge of honor. Tell that shit to the niggas in jail, man. Waiting your ass. And then it be the same niggas with the shirt up, booty shorts, and y'all motherfuckers is wildin', son. Jails are not unis. You know what I mean? This shit's only have one sex and all males, man. I don't care how long you got to do in the joint, man. You are not. And then you come out act like a bad man. Nah, man. But word, man, that Toy Story 5 was popping, everybody. I heard that shit was off the chain when it came to the message. Message? Word, man. That Toy Story 5 alive, nigga. And the only reason why I'm bringing up Toy Story is because, not for nothing, Toy Story is another cultural. It's one of them joints that if you follow when it dropped, when it released, Tom Hanks, all the cool actors, you know what I'm saying? And then when my kid became, when he was younger, this was his joint Toy Story, you know what I mean? And having a kid allowed me to go, you know what I mean? Sometimes it's cool having little ones, man. It allows you to um do certain things you might not have done when you were little, you know what I'm saying? A lot of folks don't have the bread to go to Disney World or over here and there. When you have your little one, if you got that, you work in, you could do that, you know what I'm saying? Do you, Papa? What's popping? Everybody's $8, $8. What the fuck going on, man? Random, man. Let me get this ciggy out of here, man. Word, man. It's a cool Tuesday. You know what I'm saying? That fucking Toy Story 5. I just saw a little excerpt that was just like, yo, they pushing to have these kids more with the toys, less on the motherfucking iPads. And you know what's wild? You got a friend of me. What's poppin' cheeseburger? Yo, that's a that's the Toy Story joint. You know what's wild? You'll give a kid an iPad or a phone, word to Mommyville with the app open, ta ta ta. You go back 5 minutes later, that motherfucker on Cash App, he done ordered 3 games. The nigga them like what? Nigga, I was just going. I just cut up some bananas for you, and you done ordered some shit off of Timo. I got a couch coming next week. I remember I seen the kid was crying. His mom was like in front of a 100-inch TV. Like, yo, you order this? Yeah, kids know what the fuck they doing with them phones, man. Especially when you silly ones got the, you give the PlayStation controller, yo, you got your credit card account. They done ordered all the corny games and shit. 5 million skins for a game you don't own. Crazy work, yeah. But what up, everybody? Yo, hit the thumbs, hit the like. You know how we give it up, man. It's $8, $8. Look at the shirt, cheeseburger. Yo, what's poppin', Oliver? How you, Wallace? Not bad, right? Not bad. I told Mommy Dookie, yo, catch me. Cause yo, let's go inside. Let's talk hours, man. What's poppin', everybody? I know y'all clicked that joint, saw the Toy Story 5 alive. You know what I mean? That's what them kids be saying. But word, man, the message in that movie was like, yo, these kids need to start playing with motherfucking toys more. But long story short, man, peep game, man. What's poppin', everybody? Hope everybody doing good, living good. Look what I caught, man. So all the shirts and hats were like this weird gold, white, black shit. I want the OG colors, you know what I'm saying? I want some, some orange. I want some blue. Bird, man. Came through with Clutch Master Rex, you heard? But word, man, I hope everybody doing good. Good looking on the thumbs. What's poppin', cheeseburger? Talk to me. You know what I mean? If y'all ain't see, you know what I mean? Toy Story, it is what it is. We'll talk. You know what I mean? I just wanted to let people know that is, you know what I mean? We need more of that, right? Like it's good to see movies tap into current events and trying to know that the powers in the movies, the powers in the music. We all know this now. So, it'll take 5, maybe 10 years to clean shit back to originality or get it where it needs to be. I don't want to go back to because you can't. That shit, sometimes folk think that nah, man, them days, that's it. Once a day becomes a yesterday, a tomorrow becomes a today. That's where we moving, right? But A lot of folks, don't understand this is different times. So whatever we aim for, let's just make sure at least we living right with each other. We ain't backstabbing, backdooring, and we could leave doors open a little bit, have kids go back outside. That's all we need. You know what I mean? That's all we want. You know what I mean? We doing this shit for the kids, man. A lot of these older characters, in their 60s, 70s, that trying to live, you know what I'm saying? Trying to have a fifth lifetime. It's like, yo, mama, just be a grandma now, be a grandfather. You know what I mean? What's poppin', Cheeseburger? How you, man? Grand Theft Auto 6, everybody coming around the corner. Is it woke or isn't it woke? Who knows? Is it gonna be Transformers versus Decepticons versus Autobots? Who knows? As long as I got the thing right here and I could take it and I shot the sheriff. Yo, if I could still do me, hit a basketball court when my people's online, go fishing, sit back with Cheeseburger, go fishing real quick. Yo, what's poppin'? Long day, my nigga. You ready? Let's go jump in this whip and let's go handle ours. And get to that paper. That's Grand Theft Auto. You heard? That was Grand Theft Auto. Go to an auto zone and trick out, put some tints on it. Yo, what's poppin', NAD? If you don't know Nene, Toy Story 5 got a cool little message about teaching these kids to stay away from tablets, more in tune with the toys. What the toys do, it allowed you to have imagination, folk. That's what toys did. What do you mean? Because you gotta give niggas names. And they gotta interact, they gotta talk, don't they? And maybe too much talking, that might be a little bipolar, but when you younger, man, imagination is one of the most beautifulest things ever, man. Give me a blanket and a refrigerator box when I was 3, 4. That shit was a mansion, man. I turned that shit into a basketball. When you little nigga, a big box to turn into some nigga. You rather sleep there. You heard? That's why to the kids that were able to have tree houses, I always wanted one. But shout out to the folks that had a tree house, man. Them and nowadays these tree houses look like motherfucking little studios. So word, man. What's popping, everybody? Toys sharpen kids' intelligence more than computers. Talk to us, man. What up, co-host? How was your weekend? How was your day yesterday? I hope everybody's good, chilling. It's a Tuesday. We up. It's early. Wife at the work, grinding like, you know what I mean? Not as she should, but she doing her. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate flowers to my lady, to the wit of the knife. But word, man, we got to talk about Toy Story 5, and then you got Grand Theft Auto 6. It's like these numbers. I never been in a world that's been so much numbery, right? From 6, 7, and yo, they had they had this joint, Gen Z, like 60 years old, 70 years old, and the lady was like, "Damn, man, remember, you know, 4, 5, and then 6, 7, and then the old man was like 6, 7. Like it was just the automatic. Like that's bugged out, y'all. Folks don't understand how brainwashing and automatic and systematic behavioral you'll become or do, right? A lot of folks don't know subconsciously why they open up their grocery bag and they see items that they're like, holy shit, I was thinking about this, but I ain't know. That's not my type of tea. But yeah, man, anything that goes into that's why they know subliminal messaging. That's why McDonald's chose yellow and red. That's why that symbolizations, you know what I mean, from the color green. There's a lot of shit that plays with how people promote and market their whatever they selling, you know what I mean? Yo, what's poppin', Cameron? Bro, crit for Jesus today. You already, man. Do your thing, pop. You know what I mean? Shout out to the folks that into the blue. Shout out to the folks that are into the red. You know what I'm saying? Why the sky blue, all Crips go to heaven. That's what they used to say, right? But I hope everybody doing good, living, you know what I mean, maintaining. Like I say, I don't get mad when I see youngins doing, gang shit or wilding, right? What I get mad at is the non how do we know? I mean, like back in the days we used to like how do you say Like we knew there was consequence for things, right? Like these folks don't give a fuck about nothing. Like that crash out dummy shit. Like when you see the dummy in the car and the nigga like all over, yo, that's a factory. And I hope. Just kidding. Haven't been here in a while with stream. Nah, Cameron, talk yours, man. Allow you to, that's one of the most beautifulest things about my stream is allow folk to be them. Allow you to say talk your piece. That's what you want to type. Yo, it is what it is, right? It's only up to me to revert it into some crazy shit and then I'm yelling at the phone and nah, man. Yo, salute to you, man. You always pop in when you do. You always support when you can. And that's all I could ask for my chat. You heard W's in the fucking chat. You know how we give it up. We nicked out blue and orange. The Juvitos, that's their colors, the orange with you know, if you don't know the gang shit, but Hoovers are one of the most the weird, not the weirdest, but the wildest because they'll bang on Crip and Blood. Like Hoovers just like the like outlaws, right? But yeah, man, you can't, it's very hard to raise kids these days, right? So as much as you can prevent gangs into their life, as much as you could prevent your daughter thinking OnlyFans is the route, if you could prevent all that, man, and make good kids, make you know prosperous people that put their time and they work in this world and this damn economy, I'm Gucci. You know what I'm saying? It's to the leeches and to the motherfuckers that are lazy, that think everybody's supposed to be paying they shit. Those are the folk that I think we should just make an island and let them go. You know what I mean? You good, Cam? Wrong neighborhood got you stomped by city used to rep purple and my neighbor in time rock blue. That's wild, man. Shout out to Purple usually being in New Jersey. They got the Grape Street guys. So those Grape Street, that's just like the G Stones and all the other shit. Those are like links to the Crip organizations, to the 60s, the 40s, the 20s. You got all these numbers, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that's just old Trey Uno was always down mood. I was always the blood guys. You know what I'm saying? You got the murder. I, let me just stop because you got the MMs. You got a lot of, they're not cool, but I think a lot of us, when you're younger, you're almost fascinated into this outlaw a way of living, right? Like you get yours without going to work. Like you get your paper in the streets. You get yours however you can type shit, right? And a lot of times people don't understand. A lot of times that's not violent. It's just you getting yours dirty, right? You may be selling drugs. You may be pawning something, or you doing kicking somebody door down. Whatever, like it is what it is, man. But it's a wild world, man. But I think there's a fascination to that. Hence the reason why a lot of kids, when that Chicago shit was booming, 20, whatever, 16 to 2012, you know what I mean? Motherfuckers was tapped in. We was locked in, wasn't we? Niggas knew who King Von was, Memo 600, the mother motherfucking, all the other names, Duck. And it's just sad though. This wasn't a movie that ended good. Like this was one of them joints that played out in front of everybody, and we saw soldiers just falling, dying, young kids, niggas doing shootouts and funerals, just wild shit, man. Like if you could survive, if you young 20 and you're gonna survive and you're gonna be 40, 50, you're gonna tell your kids, like, yo, bro, we really grew up in a time where it was like everybody's caring. You better be careful. Wrong small towns, yeah. It's so different than the 80s, 90s. The internet just brings more eyes on it. And Cameron, you ain't never lied. That's a beautiful segue, Cameron. Because people don't understand what happens is your town, your community drama, your community, the way y'all were rocking, yo, hit me with the thumbs up. Y'all, we talking our shit. Yo, whatever y'all was doing was what y'all were doing. But once you get tapped into like, other almost the world watching, people gonna act out, man. And then you telling me some folks was getting paid off of, the more vile and violent shit they did. Every time you see documentaries, Trap Law Ross or some shit, and niggas talk about hats and talk about bodies. Yo, this nigga got 10, this nigga got 11. They gonna keep going up. We gonna eventually see maybe a rapper that got 20 fucking bodies. Yo, first of all, after 2, 3, you a serial killer, man. I know in the mind of a lot of folks, serial killer means you're strangling, you're stabbing. It's like women shit. Nah, man, serial killer just means you just have a fascination of killing shit, man. This much craziness wasn't happening every day in the 80s, 90s. That's a factory. And yo, folks used to wait till night, so during the day, you would see your monsters, your criminals, your heathens. But at least they knew they could go to the fucking store. They could go do this. They could do that. You know what I mean? Depending on what they did. Because sometimes niggas will get their ass beat in public in broad daylight, right? That is what it is. But I'm talking about there was a time and a place. And they damn sure made sure the kids was indoors. Why you think when that light went on, kids was inside? And the dumb shit I don't understand is a kid will wake up at 7 in the morning, be inside his crib all the way till fucking 8, 9, 10 o'clock, and then want to go out from 10 to 3 in the morning. That shit make no sense. What you think you gonna find at 10 to 3 in the morning? You ain't gonna see no prop parades. You ain't gonna see. You ain't gonna see. You know what I mean? Stores open. I know in Cali, man. I don't know what it is. I like it though. But unlike New York City, man, things close at like 8, 9, 10 o'clock, 11 the most. I think 10 is like everything from your mall to stores. You might have your gasoline station 24, of course, right? A little store that's 24. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of joints close. That's why you need a car to travel to the just in case. Oh shit, we need milk. Oh shit, you know what I mean? But that's why you got to play it smart and during the day wake up early. If you don't got a gig, you go get the products or do the things you need to do during the day. So boom, once that mark happens, at least you Gucci in your space. You know what I mean? A lot of folks ain't on that, like preparing shit. A lot of folks prepare for that hour, prepare for that day. We gotta start thinking big. We gotta start preparing for the long haul. We gotta start preparing for shortages in certain products. You understand me? You know, I always felt like America was always holding on by they used to say the threads of their teeth, right? Like just by little fingertip joints, right? And it's like, yeah, man, any minute this whole little fucking program could just pop poof. People were not wilding out 24/7 like today. I'm talking about everything in general. That's a fact. The murder rates were high in the 90s, numbers saved. Yo, and folks don't understand when we say the murder rate was higher, which statistics and numbers and life shows. Things in the 80s and 90s, niggas, yes, we ain't have switches, yeah, but they had snub nose 38s, 357, 40s, Uzis, shotguns, sawed off shotguns, snub nose, all type of shit, potato on the joint, craziness, right? But what another key factor of that was the amount of innocence that were taken. Yeah, you might hear, oh, the bullet hit a little kid in the park or some wild shit. Shit happens, right? But it wasn't like it is, man. You saw that rapper that fucks with Go Yayo. They air that nigga out in his car with his kid. And then he ran out, survived them joints, and they still walked the nigga down. So it's like, yo, I don't know what type of hate or jealousy is formulating through kids nowadays, but I do remember for some reason from 10 to like fucking 18, you was the angriest fucking human ever. Cause you think that, things are not permitting you to reach the stars. You already want to drive. You already want to own your own apartment. You want to do so much in your brain, but physically and mentally, you ain't there yet. That's why they push it to 18 and then 4 years college for for students. And then some have to do 6 years if you do want to do lawyer or medical shit, right? Yo, you saw that? Then they did. You ain't lying. Yo, what's popping? Yekon, Yekon. Can you see happy birthday, Romy? Happy birthday, Romy. Happy born day. What's popping, Jeremy? How you doing? McQueen, how you doing? Everybody got them weird names, man, but I'm still gonna try to read them shit. You heard? Yeah, cheeseburger talk your shit, man. Hood adventure. That's what the fuck it really was, man. When I see boys in the hood when they go and they find a body, besides the body part, that's what we used to do. Four boys, one of them, one has a handball, somebody has a stick. because we like to poke shit and like wild out. Another nigga maybe had a basketball or a drink that we was sliding with each other, like. And you know what I'm saying? Or you had bikes, popping. You know what I'm saying? Or maybe like my hood, you had two bikes, but the pegs, so your man's is on the back like this. Yo, shout out the pegs. My man had two in the front, two in the back. So nigga had three. Yo, I'm like, yo, but word, man. And just like Nene D said, man, it stimulates toys, interaction with each other outside, uh, being bored, then figuring out something to do. When you think about it like this, from us to all the way to Gen Z, they haven't created nothing. We created freeze tag, manhunt, tag. Tag was passed down from parents, let's just say. I think a little freeze tag maybe, but manhunt, that was all, that was a made up, that was some ill joint, you know what I mean? You had the joint where you write one, two, three, and you jump, poop, 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 poop. You had the girls doing the bring back double dutch girls. Yo, show us niggas double dutch again. That shit used to be crazy when girls used to double dutch and they hardly lifting their feet. They spinning. Some are doing backflips in the joint. They slowing. They fast. Yo, I used to and you a little kid watching this shit. Playing football or handball, whatever you was doing. You know what I mean? Word, man. Bring back fucking jump rope, girls. That shit used to be intense. In fact, do they have a jump rope Olympic joint? I swore they had that once. But yeah, man, we all got to get back into, like B say, touching some fucking grass, man. Yeah, man, they did. Think about that. We used to go outside in groups, cheeseburger. You already know, y'all. Maya, everybody, Maya. Yo, used to go outside in groups, be bored as fuck. Everybody had maybe $1, $2, but that shit would last you 5 hours, 6 hours. You was Gucci on paper, right? So money wasn't the thing. So now we all collectively thinking, what should we do? What game can we play? Oh shit. The other kids from the other block came. Now we got 10, 15 kids. Let's all do manhunt. Let's do freeze tag in the park. And that's baits. Or this is this. Or yo, how many we got? We got 8 niggas. Yo, everybody go back to your cribs and go get them super soakers. We causing a war, nigga. Word to Mommyville. And everything was in a playful manner. Yes, you had fights. Yes, you had niggas falling, scraping a knee and injuring themselves. Maybe a kid got hit by a car because he was crossing the street fast and then look, tons of shit. People arguing, the older folks, maybe a fight. Like we saw these things, but did it get to the point where a kid has to duck behind a fucking car because niggas is airing out? No, man. Save that shit for nighttime and yeah, bring back rules. The crib used to be base. Word to Mommyville. If you knew, we all knew where niggas live. If you was in the neighborhood, you know where your peoples live or son live or your so we knew that at least that was the last thing. Yo, y'all don't remember stories or this happened to my niggas or people. You see niggas running, yo, what happened? And like, and 4 niggas running behind them. And as soon as as long as he gets to his fucking crib, that nigga Gucci. Niggas is outside his crib like this, angry. They not banging the door. They not yelling at the moms. None of that crazy corny shit. They allowed it. All right, nigga. Yeah, you got this one later. And it was like playful. Yeah, you niggas got their ass beat if shit was like that. But it was everything was done in like a playful manner, man. And I understand, yo, niggas ain't playing no more. Why y'all ain't playing no more? Why y'all so serious? What happened? Yo, they killed my mans. No, if you wasn't in that gang and you inherited that fucking beef, that's not your mans, nigga. You don't even know the nigga that died. He's 10 years older than you. Half of y'all niggas was in your fucking pampers when Vaughn was getting it popping. So none of it makes sense. Yes, I understand pain. Yes, I understand get back. But it gotta stop, man. Because none of it's making sense. You taking uncles, brothers, sisters, fathers, mothers, all type of humans away from this thing we call life. and they never coming back. You don't know what the fuck they was gonna offer us in their 20s or 30s. Cause every time I see Gio Urbos, Little Dirks, all these motherfuckers, as soon as they hit 28, 30, these niggas is Muslims. These motherfuckers is telling you to put the guns down, peaceful. All I want to do is smoke weed and drink lean. Let's stop. And yeah, that part. Because you do develop the frontal lobe, you do get older, and you start gaining forgiveness, you start gaining a thing called love, a thing that, you know what I mean. This nigga cheeseburger, wow nigga. But word, man, motherfuckers don't know that part. Niggas is too aggressive, overly aggressive. Niggas is too much, like too much thought process for jealousy and hate, other than anything else. That's all these young motherfuckers think about now. They not sitting back listening and gaining. They just thinking of, yo, what can I, you know, try to disturb, or it's just wow, nigga, what the fuck? And then we gonna get 10, 15 years when they figure out Gen Z is a lot smaller, the killings and a lot of shit, the health, a lot of shit gonna start, reality gonna start hitting, right? Then they gonna be like, but y'all niggas wasn't saying nothing. We was always saying something. Y'all wasn't listening. At least us, we listened. They gotta bring back motherfucking Scared Straight, man. They gotta bring back Scared Straight, man. A lot of motherfuckers is just flying through life. Then they get 16, 17, never got spanked, never got into a fight. Now they got a Tulio. I can't deny it. Niggas gonna act crazy, man. I used to play night tag with my kids, jumping over fences, hiding on the cars. Yo, I remember we had the biggest night tag ever. And word to Mommyville, we had perimeters, right? Everybody got the perimeter situation situated. Boom, boom, boom. You can't go past here. Da, 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 da. Yo, word to mommy, son. That shit was like 3, 4 hours of greatness. 11 o'clock, everybody going back. And yes, you had parents sitting on stoops. You had parents like, yo, I think he went over there, right? You had people. They were very into us, man. They were very into be careful, pa. You know what I'm saying? We know life, you know. But I know this lady said some dope shit. She was like, we gotta we gotta we gotta protect these kids until they get monetized. And what that means is like, girls might go towards the OnlyFans and niggas might just try to do streaming, but you don't know how much life you give into this thing. I remember these old American Indians used to say pictures used to take souls away. Just imagine what the fuck the phone doing. Yeah, they used to say they didn't like pictures because they didn't like the fact that your image was on something else. That's you, right? So that they thought a piece of your soul was getting taken away. Like a person that's the vanity part, like always in a mirror, eventually she gonna be ugly. That's the whole thing that is a weird thought process. Queen Kim, yeah, Skate Straight was wild. Cheeseburger, Vaughn, first being mom is in the army. Hope name Junior turns out right. That's dope, Nene. And you see, beautiful information like that. So she saw, yo, look, I got a okay opportunity. I got a little bread moving around. They left bread for the little man. I got a nice little crib. We in a nice little neighborhood. Let me do me. So when little man up, I got him, right? We don't got to rely on his stupid ass royalty checks that gotta hit 10 hands before it hit us, right? But that's dope as hell. Shout out to the women that do that route. You know what I mean? And shout out to anybody that does any route. A lot of folk think that the best thing you got is time. No, I'm telling y'all right now, the last thing you got is fucking time. That's the last thing you got is that. And then you gonna wake up and be like, about time? What happened? Yeah, nigga, that part. Yup. It's not a coincidence. I look, yo, all right, man. You heard? I ain't tooting my own horn, but yo, Nene knows what we mean is when motherfuckers, yo, word to Mommyville. Y'all know Bob Marley died at 38. That nigga looked like an old man. When I saw he died at 38, first of all, I thought he was like 40 something, at least 50. That nigga by 28, them it's we age different. Niggas was drinking and smoking way extra, like back in the days was really partying, Quaaludes and speed and you know what I mean? and nose candy. Niggas was, I'm not saying he was doing that, but all I'm saying is that 38 he look older for his appearance. And it's like, take care of your temple. That's the number one rule, Zay. If you got anything from my talking to this phone shit, is take care of yours, man. I promise you, you thank me. Couple push-ups, couple sit-ups. Time, like I say, time is relative. You could spend an hour on a game, or you could hit maybe a half hour every day. Just do ba 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 ba. Give me 50, 10 sets of 5, 50 push-ups and 50 sit-ups, and that's it. But add that bitch up every year, every month, you're doing about 1,500. That part, nigga. Yeah. Drink water. Stay away from this bogus nonsense that I be doing. But word, man. Toy Story 5, man. That kid can't go and say he didn't have options. He doesn't live her life. Yup. And that's another thing. I love bringing up T.I.'s son because he's such a prime example of your opportunities are right in front of you, and what you chose is to act like the folk that don't have it. They don't want to act like that. Why you think when folk get money, no matter the race, when folk get money, don't they act different? Don't they act better? Right? But when you don't got it, you got nothing to live for. You got nothing to lose. So you almost in that crash out behavior. But when your dad is motherfucking Ti, and we know it because you was on a show for fucking 10 years, dickhead, stop. I don't know if it's because you're short or you look like a fucking gizmo from Gremlins, but my nigga, stop, please, man. Cause what happens is other kids that don't have your opportunity, when they get it, they don't see it as that. They be like, I don't give a fuck. Look at this rich nigga. He don't give a fuck either. That part, people don't understand, man. People are watching you. People are, the number one thing humans do amazingly is compare. The nigga that be like, yo, I haven't worked in 30 years, but yo, this nigga ain't working. No, nigga, stop comparing yourself to anybody. Do you? Do you? Yeah, Gizmo, right? That nigga look like Gizmo, or maybe the monster, or not even. Remember in Gremlins 2, there was one with the lipstick. Yeah, that's that nigga right there. Yeah, that nigga has uh, what's that joint? What's the word? Anything? That kid go up and say, "Have option." Yo, who's the? It was the general, Napoleon. The nigga has Napoleon, and look. Like I say, I'm 5'10", 5. Like I ain't tall either, but now I understand I had niggas that was short that used to spaz and like little niggas do wild out. You heard? But yeah, man, like you ain't gonna prove nothing because people don't care. You know what I'm saying? That part. And then, like I say, life be like a movie. You get pulled over, you wearing a Pikachu outfit, you got gun on the seat, weed everywhere. Like, what is you doing? Yeah, but I just went to the store. So why you acting like this? Like you not in a $80,000 automobile or going back to a nice crib or yo, this is why I say some people be shitting on their own blessings. And then when they go back, they be like, yo, I didn't know. Nigga, you knew. You just was trying to act cool. That's what I mean. People be trying to act too cool. Too cool for who? Nobody give a fuck. And I ain't saying the motherfucker you at a club or some shit and he's dancing and having a good time. No, I'm talking about the motherfucker that everybody tranquilo, niggas is chilling, and he always want to be extras. Like, stop being extra, y'all. At least back then we used to be extra for the female cause. Now these niggas is extra, not even for Toto, for a bunch of sausage party. You got it. Yo, what up, Frank? Yo, how you, pa? Hold this hug. You got a car for like five of them, drunk, leaned out. on beans. None of them think about buns. None of them think about females. They only think about drugs. That don't bug y'all out. Holy. Be careful with a nigga that live far, and but he get dropped off the last because I don't know what they doing in the car together. Yo, what's poppin', Frank? Hit niggas with the quote of the dizzy, man. All I all I'm gonna say is what's poppin', everybody. Hope everybody doing good. We outside, inside. What's poppin', man? Random, man. We talking about Toy Story 5, the message in it. Put the iPads down, put the electronics down, PS5, Xbox, all that, Switch, all that. Let's get back to toys. Let's get back to, having a good time, man. Like B say, man, put some feet in some grass, man. That shit will elevate, and you can feel the toxicities coming out of you too. Word to Mommyville. Take your socks off, rub them. Word, man. You feel the energy, even that the sun give you. But word, man, what's popping, everybody? Crazy trades, LaMelo Ball. I just caught them jerseys. My man is already with the Timberwolves. You got my man Ja Morant. He got traded to fucking I forgot where, Portland. So there's a lot of cool little trades, bugged out trades. Well, let's see how the NBA, moves at that point. I heard the Spurs picked up some cool motherfuckers. And yeah, all I'm gonna say is Knicks back to back 2027. Yeah, that part. You ready, nigga? Let's go, Brunson. Yo, they got a video of some dude from somewhere else, little and shit with the braids, make it look like niggas is diabolical out here in these streets, man. He already, God doesn't test you. He already knows your weaknesses and strengths. It's just your mind reminding you that you are in a place where you need God. That's a fact, man. And to those that say they don't need and they built everything by themselves, whenever you at your loneliest, that's when you call them. Nah, man. Say what's up to hit his line when you're doing good too, Because trust me, he has a factor or a part to play in that, universal aspect, you know? But what up, y'all? Let's talk our shit. Y'all like that little sound? You heard? Then we got this. Yo, I gotta talk about it, man. One of the illest joints. Where you at, Blackie? Come on, baby. Hurry up. All right. Sorry, yeah. Just hollering for this cat. She likes to leave, and I guess she's enjoying the outdoors. You know what I mean? That's a good part. You know what I'm saying? That she's not our cat, so she goes outside. Peas. That's a thing out there. But yo, I want to talk about this 6ix9ine. I know this. It's an old interview with 6ix9ine and Banks, man. But one of the wildest joints he said was like, Banks goes, the black community mad because so basically it's Banks on the right and Takashi 6ix9ine on the left. I don't know, sometimes certain things that I, wanna but long story short, man, he goes, yo, they mad because you ratted on black folk and you Spanish. He goes, yeah, but and he goes down the timeline. He goes, yo, but who killed Pop? Who killed Biggie? Who killed Pop Smoke? Who killed Vaughn? Who killed PNB? You know, like he just went down the list, and it's sad that black like that that happens. You know what I mean? And this video is, I don't know if you know, there's this girl that used to be a girl, but now she's a dude. She it's on World Star, but you see her in the gym and she looked like Diesel and shit like that. I forgot her name, man. Word, man. Shout out to Mexico playing Ecuador. I think Mexico was doing their things. I don't know if you guys follow football, soccer too much, but Frank let us know a little bit more. But I do know that it's like a point tier system, and right now the Mexico has 9 points, and you follow all the way down the line. Czech Republic has maybe one or two, and you got Japan in there, of course Brazil. But right now, the teams that are rocking are, I know Mexico got that 9, man, right now, and Ecuador underneath. So, It's going to be a big game today. I think it's Ecuador against Mexico. And one of the dopest fucking things to see or that I've seen during this football experience, football being FUTBOL, equal sign soccer, was when Japan lost, man. Mexicans and the Brazilians and just soccer fans in general were just embracing the Asian community, the ones that were rooting for Japan to win, and when they didn't, they obviously showed emotions. It's an emotional sport, but instead of punching niggas, ripping a Spurs jersey, you know what I'm trying to say? Motherfuckers was hugging niggas. It showed camaraderie, you know what I'm saying? And those are things I like to see in life. I like to see those aspects. I like to see um you know what I mean? Like people, one of the best things to have if you ever play sports is being a good sportsman. When Wemby left the court, game 5, losing, lost the chip to the New York Knicks, and even his boy Sokran, who wears number 20, used to be with the Spurs, now with the Knicks, got a ring over Wemby. That was his man's in him. He went looking for him just to shake his hand. He was already in the locker. He had to chase my son Dula. So Wemby, that's one thing I didn't like. I know you're young, but you got to gain this attribute called being a good sportsman. Meaning, win or lose, you have to show that same gratitude as if you won. When you winning, your elbows, your lankiness is all over, ain't it? So at the same time, when you lose, you gotta just take your dues, man. Shake your hand. It's not the end of the world. At least you're still getting paid. You're not. This ain't gonna be the last time you're gonna see the finals. You're Wemby. You don't understand me? And we all know that. So stop being a sore loser, my nigga. But word, man, shout out to Mexico. Like I said, it was a really cool scene when you see the Mexicans hugging some of the Brazilians hugging some of the Japanese, fans in response to their loss. And that's a human reaction, man. You're watching a game, you want your team to win. What the fuck you gonna do? You don't want to, grab and shoot up. It is what it is, man. And football, if you don't know, when you win, it brings a lot of resources to your city or wherever country, whatever the representation is from, right? So that's why, football is as big as it is. These fucking soccer players get paid the bag, man. You talking on the bag, the bag. I don't know how many games they play, Frank. If you could let me know. I know basketball is 82. I know baseball is 182 games, or 62. And that's before playoffs and finals. But I think what's the football is it used to be 14, now it's 16 or 17 seasons. So shout out to sports, man. Sports in general have always been, a cultural event in America. If you don't know, there was a UFC on the fucking lawn of the White House. What do you guys think about that? Hit me with them thumbs up. Um, One of the stupidest fucking things to have been said with one of the fighters was like, Obama's wife is a trans. It's like, yo, that look, I understand you got the freedom of speech, man, but like you got degrees and you telling me in your passion, in your emotion, you just want to fight. The first thing in your fucking brain is, yo, I bet money you be yanking it to fucking Transformers, homie, because that is weirdo shit. Like you won, and the first thing that comes to mind is another nigga wife. Yo, fam, stop. She has kids, two beautiful girls. Stop the cap. Y'all don't say that to George Bush's wife or some of these other presidents that got ugly fucking women as like y'all niggas need to stop, bro. And it's not even a conspiracy. That's another thing that's weirdo. Yo, who knows? Who knows what? Who knows what, son? Who knows what? That's defamation of character. That's a lawsuit. That's funny. She did. Imagine she don't do it because that's crazy work. But word, man, I'm seeing a lot of coming out of the World Cup, a lot of love. Word. Nah, like just that moment, that was love. Don't get it twisted. We all know football. If you know football for football, motherfuckers is elbowing fans. They do worse than the Spurs jersey. Niggas will body you. They don't play with they soccer, but to see that is dope because we know, you know, certain communities ain't they live as an audience and as fans, but motherfuckers ain't live like you know what I'm saying, like. And just now, I feel like Japan. I mean, I don't know how long, but I know since I was younger. I don't know if this is a Puerto Rican thing, but my grandfather used to have a lot of vinyls with a lot of dudes with sombreros. So that was Mexican music. So in my house, he would put his vinyl in on mute. Was always on Channel 47 watching some football game, and he would play. And if you don't know, Mexican music is very instrumental, like, and very like I said, instruments, let's just say, right? It has a cool frequency. I dig it. You know what I mean? But that's what I was listening to growing up. And then my mom's Hot 97, Frankie Negron, all the Mark Anthony's, it is what it is. But shout out to Mexican music, shout out to and that was my introduction to football. Cause I'm like, yo, grandpa, ¿qué esto? Oh, esto está fútbol, alguien jugando, yo. And yo, back then they took it. So but I always remember it being like a Spanish thing, like Mexico or Ecuador or Chile or Brazil. Brazil. I used to hear Brazil a lot. Brazil. Um, Pele. I think. A lot of cool. There was another. He starts with an R. Rondonian. Some nigga. But this nigga did a different way of soccer. Instead of just passing, he brought like street soccer to it. This nigga was like woo 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 woo. So I always been tapped into or locked in, as they say, into my soccer joint. I don't think they should even had a boxing match there. What's next, baddies? That's a fact. And and not to correct you, Nene, but it was UFC. You know what I'm saying? UFC being martial artistry. And but yeah, you're right. You know what I'm saying? Niggas is a gladiator school. You know what I'm saying? So you know, and once again, people don't understand what Mr. Orange is doing. Because when he's eventually out of office, living on his island away from everything, we're being represented to the world. So the world sees this. The world sees, oh shit, this landmark you consider so how do you say, almost holy. You had a fucking some gladiator type shit outside, and yo, folks should be mad. What you mean, Zay? Let's talk about it. Random UFC, whatever it was outside the White House lawn. Yo, they had about 15 jet fighters fly right overhead. Right? Yo, the first thing I said? Yo, what taxpayer is paying for that fucking fuel? Didn't they say one jet cost like $1 billion or some wild shit? And you got 8, 10 of them motherfuckers overhead just for this UFC event? You know how much we over here dying over gas, paying $6, $5. Meanwhile, you got jets just blowing through fucking 100 bands of gas. Like what? Who gonna pay for? We pays for that. We pay for everything. These niggas don't pay for nothing. Weirdo shit going on, man. Weirdo shit. If I saw it differently, I saw like, look at the resources they pulling for this event. They won't do that shit for the homeless. They won't do that shit for to make you to help you out when IRS is trying to bully their way in your pockets. Nope. Yo, hold this L and take this elbow, man. I don't like that, man. I'd rather see the tubers boxing than the actual UFC at the freaking White House. Me being a veteran. Oh, Frank, and that's another thing. Frank segue. Amazing. What's going on, Christian? How you doing, pa? What's going on, Christian Alejandro, sir? Yeah, yeah. You know how I talk, man. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate your time. I appreciate your just y'all being chat. You heard? What up, chat? Random. But yo, exactly. The White House isn't the place for these shenanigans. Exactly. And I'm taking it like how other places would see it. Like, yo, that's I thought y'all consider that like a holy, some type of temple, it hold its prestige, right? This is where every president in the United States did they thing, man. From one to we on what 50. But long story short, man, you just thinking to yourself. Once again, that number five is everywhere. But once again, man, you thinking, yo, just like my man Frank said, I serve for the country. I'm a veteran, man. You ain't even give us tickets to this bitch. That motherfucker should have had, when they did where they did the Million Man March, you should have put TVs all along and let veterans and everybody just come for free 99. Then had the little thing where it was for the celebrities and thing. You heard? But nah, he always doing this classes, these class events. What you mean, Zay? He always has events where he always limits or permits who the fuck he wants in there. And of course, it's always what the rich, because they rub elbows with each other, don't they? Yeah, that part, man, in front of our face, man. This nigga doing wild parties with just him. We over here, we dying. Niggas is, yo, we can't pay gas, man. Yo, I don't know if I'm gonna get toilet paper this week or fucking chicken cutlets right now. I don't know what's going on, man. Gling! Champagne spilling, fucking jets flying, $1 million worth of gasoline right overhead. Fireworks, another maybe 300 grand. Fucking the chairs, the food, another fucking 4.5 mil. The whole event was probably close to 50 mil, 40 M's, nigga. And you like, wait a minute. And then they'll go, yo, we don't got no EBT for y'all niggas. Yo, you know what happened? We got to raise the rent now. Yo, you know what? The data center and that clean water y'all used to get, no more clean water. In fact, we gonna have to move y'all niggas, but keep the data center here. That's what they rather do. Why you think they choosing these small little towns? So a construction company is like, yo, this big oligarch comes out of nowhere. Yo, we got maybe 3 million right now if you could build this huge structure. To a nigga that all he do is repair fences and maybe bricks a couple of little farm houses or some shit. What? This money? I'm gonna do it right now. And then when he's done, he's like, "Holy shit! This is what I did. I just built some shit that's gonna raise our electricity, fuck up our water, destroy the grass and the ecosystem. What? For what? For money that eventually you're going to spend. Because money is not. You can't keep it. The only way you could hold on to money is if your daily income is as much as your expenses, right? So let's say you make 10 bands a month. If you could put five away, that's immaculate, my nigga. But nowadays, I said 10 bands, and to somebody that might seem a lot, to another person, that's nothing. That's what I mean. There's a huge gap in this weird world, man. There's no more savings. That shit is a comical event. How do I know this? Once again, the money I made from 14, 15, 16, and then we talking about hundreds of dollars to when I get to paralegal, thousands of dollars accumulatively when you're working multiple years, 10, 9 years, you're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. Yeah. On cribs, renting apartments, fucking sneakers, my trips, skydiving, helicopter rides, road trips, all that money, and it's gone. That's why I used to love niggas that be like, yo, I'm spending old money. I made this money in the 90s and I'm still spending it. That's beautiful. But if you understand money as a resource, yo, you need a lot of money to flourish. And I knew when they were making money not paper no more, meaning like all you gotta do is look in your cash app and all you see is numbers. That's when I knew they were gonna start fucking us even more. Evaluating Tesla at fucking $1 trillion. None of it makes sense. And then it's an evaluation, but somehow he still has purchasing power. So yeah, evaluation, fake money, $1 trillion, right? But the nigga could still go eat. He could still buy cars. He could still buy a mansion with all that frivolous fake money, nigga. And none of it is cash, real money, nigga. That's what I don't like. Why you think they call me Zay Dollar, nigga? Because I like cash. I knew everything was a barter system. A potato for a tomato for a potato. That's how life always was. I give you this note. This note is a representative of a certain amount. You heard? These joints right here are just representative of an amount, right? And then you got some dollars in there. But this is a commissary note, man. All this is saying is with this amount of money, you're allowed to purchase so and so, right? But my wife, my people's work hard for this. This ain't evaluation and fake numbers getting thrown in accounts and niggas is transferring Bitcoin and doing mad crooked shit with just fucking numbers. None of it is real gold or real based on cash. None of these niggas is liquid. Why you think they go broke so quickly? Let me tell you, man, a real Series 7 motherfucker told me, you know what's baller? Liquidity, nigga. Real money in your safe. Real money. Why you think motherfucking rappers do get the jewels and shit? Because they want to see something they could touch and hold. I'm not gonna believe those numbers in my account, and then you're able to just wake up one morning and be like, "Oh, it's all gone. We don't know what happened to the numbers." What you mean, nigga? And then banks only allowed to give you 10% of whatever portion you had in there. So if I had 1 million, they give me like 100 bands. It's crazy, and I get passionate with this shit because y'all, you don't understand how foolish and crazy they got us into this shit between crypto and meme coins and NFTs and people hard earned money. So you told I busted sweat, blood, and tears, real life hours to obtain that real paper. And then you told me to invest, and every investment goes ba-boom. You rug pull me, life savings gone in a snap of a finger. Meanwhile, you can't get it back. But as soon as you owe the government, they want to take it all, man. But as soon as they owe you, it take 10 years to get money. I seen niggas do lawsuits and it took 5 years to get the lawsuit bread. It's crazy work, man. But when they want their money, they want that shit. Not now, yesterday. They goofy, y'all. Yeah, nene, that all that cash out. Look, I don't have a problem. But when they be like, Zay, why you don't got no credit? Because I didn't do no credit cards. If I couldn't buy it with cash, if I knew I didn't have money for it, I wasn't gonna rely on something to fake buy it, and then I have to owe them 3 times the item. So my PlayStation 5, yo, as soon as I kept getting old dear, old dear, old dear. One time it said the billing thing, I jumped in that fucking Equinox, ran to the bank, put the 540 in the card, and nigga, I was Gucci. It came out to 540 exactly for PlayStation 5 this version. You heard? But I'm not saying it like that's like, people buying cars. Shout out, yo, but all I'm saying is cash, man. You're gonna be paying 4 or 5 times. Why you think they got 70-month car loans now? That shit is 10 years. You know what you're gonna do in a year, let alone 10? And people don't understand. You still gotta, let's say you paying $1,000 for a car, the car's gone. You still gotta pay 1,000 until you pay that off. And then the MSRP, next thing you know, that same car you bought for 80 bands, you wake up a year later, it's 33. You lost about 40 fucking 7 bands, nigga. 37 bands. Not supposed to invest with life savings. Certified, talk your stuff, baby. I love when I got an audience that got their brain intact, man. You're not supposed to, your life savings is, first of all, I don't understand this new wave of old folks wanting to do shit that they should have been doing. First of all, y'all got to retire at 50, 55. So y'all been sitting in the sun for a long fucking time now, Papa. You had your fun. Now start getting ready to transfer this wealth to your grandkids, to your sons, to your daughters. Let's stop being bitter. Let's stop motherfuckers leave a mansion and money for a cat and now her family. That was diabolical when I heard that. A cat got left a fortune. How bad of a fucking family member you gotta be that the cat won? I know Whiskers don't talk and she always purrs when you want her to purr, but holy nigga, not even 5 bands you left for Papito? Yeah, humans are becoming like, motherfuckers is loving animals more than humans now, man. Plus, new laws are being made constantly to further drain folks' pockets. The new car laws are crazy. Yo, my man said in 2027, refrigerators are going to have a subscription for ice. Can we give me my thumbs up for that one? I bet I didn't hear that one. I bet you didn't hear that one. A subscription for ice. What is the world going? What's happening? What's happening, y'all? What is that about? For ice? You 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 do understand. I think in Arizona or some places there's a giant advisory, a heat wave. In the UK, people are fighting over AC units. And you're going to put a subscription on a refrigerator. Then what these fools do is if the refrigerator is still okay, they still take it to the junkyard and crush it. Why? They don't want nothing from the 90s or 2000. They want you to buy the new shit. So everybody's household is like a fucking bug now. And then you're going to tell me, yo, I hope we got my niggas out there that'll hack that shit and get my ice free 99. The fuck you mean I got to pay for ice? So wait a minute. A freezer is not a freezer. So what? How you gonna change the temperature in the freezer? So you're gonna make it cold just for ice, but if I don't pay the subscription, you're gonna make it lukewarm? The fuck is y'all doing? Y'all controlling too much of humanity, and it's not cool. Y'all draining us every angle, and then you get mad. How come this restaurant isn't packed? Because niggas is not paying $90 for a fucking steak with blubber, nigga. Yo, how come niggas ain't going to the movies? Because tickets used to be $7.50, $10 max. Niggas is paying $100 just for two people. Goofies. None of it is making sense. We're not telling y'all to make $700 million movies, stupid. Why you think they say we love movies like Obsession? Little small budget, but beautiful fucking profitable profit margin. Yeah, that part. Once again, Hollywood getting beaten by a nigga with a cool idea and how to do shit. Everything don't got to be CGI and green screen and let's have the production in New Zealand and shit. Yo, stop it. Niggas just want good movies. And slow down with the superhero joints, because I heard Supergirl was super not girl. Let's talk about it, nigga. Randomito. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. Nowadays, you have to borrow from Peter to pay Paul type shit. Yo, you never lie, Frank. And yo, you Frank, you want to know the funniest thing ever? Both of them niggas is brothers. So like, it's like they created a problem, right? So they force you to borrow. They create this problem where they keep increasing shit. So now I gotta borrow, but then when I borrow, I gotta pay back. Look, like yo, my nigga, y'all both are in on it. Stop. We know it. When you find out BlackRock and a lot of these companies, huh, what are gonna take? What do you want, a city in the sky away from us? Fine, build it. Leave us alone. Niggas just want to go to work, clock out, jump in his car that don't shut off, that works, and goes to his crib. That everything ain't subscription based. Honey, did you pay for the doorknob? Yo, do we got ice this week? Is the Super Bowl? Yo, so and so, we need a subscription now to flush the toilet. How much shit power's in there? Whoa, yeah, nigga. Why? Because these data centers are taking all the water. Crazy. I don't care if a cat wears a hat. I don't care if you can make Snoop Doggy Dogg play basketball with Tupac. I don't give a fuck, nigga. I just want to Google shit and that's it. Stop. Stop. No more data centers. Oh, but we competing with China. No, nigga. China, Tokyo, them niggas lapsed us 5 10 ago, man. Go to Tokyo and see what I'm talking about. This shit used to be called it started with an E, man. Era or some shit. It had a dope name, man. And then as shit transitioned, they opened the ports. They allowed Eastern, influences in. Next thing you know, they changed the name to Tokyo. Tokyo meaning I forgot the meaning of Tokyo. It's a beautiful thing, man. What up, Darius? What's poppin', pa? Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I appreciate everybody. You already know. But yo, look at Tokyo, and then they got that Shibaba, that amazing train station. Yo, they showed they would put a train station map on top of another one, UK, New York, this one, this one. Then they show Tokyo's elaborate fucking thing. That part, nigga, that part. So what was happening in Tokyo after the Hiroshima, what they beautifully did was rebuild in the beautifulest way ever, right? And they noticed that the traffic used to be a crazy work, so they developed this amazing. At first, it was started with bullet trains. It was these trains that got you to so and so in like 5 minutes. Whoop, 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 whoop. Then it just expanded and created. And yo, they got like in Tokyo, they got like 10, 15 different cities in each city. They got one that's like old Tokyo with the with the beautiful, you know what I mean, with the garb and everything. Then they got another Tokyo that's all anime. Another Tokyo that niggas wear shit in the 90s and different clothes and different styles. And then another one where I'm like, you know how motivating and beautiful that is? And then crime is little, trash is little. How are they doing this with so many more people? They showing out on us, man. And that's what I mean about other countries are watching us and we looking corny, goofy, TikTokery. Meanwhile, look what I said. You go to TikTok America, niggas licking ice cream, putting it back, fucking drinking bleach, Tide Pods. Then you go over there. Let me show you how to cook with sorts and like, yo, let me show you how to make a broom out of pieces of, yo, let me show you how to improve your life. And yeah, they got other, content shit going on too, of course, man. But yo, they got a lot of like how to do shits too, man. Motherfuckers is building supercars out of mud and and fiberglass and shit. Yo, I love it, man. But shout out to everybody doing a good life thing. You know what I mean? Just behaving well as much as you can. I'm sorry I gotta sound like that, but word, man. Some folk don't know how to act. You go to a restaurant to sit down and eat peacefully. Motherfuckers is yelling, kids is running. What are we doing? Why are we out of control? And then when you say something, somebody goes, "Yo, don't tell me how to raise mine, nigga." I have to because you're not doing your job. Somebody got to do it. You're not. Your kid just grabbed the napkin and spilled that lady's fucking plate. What do you mean? Let's go Knicks, nigga. You already know, man. Let's go Knicks, man. What's popping, everybody? It's $8, $8. We got the 5 thumbs up. You already know how I give it up, man. 72 minutes in. We talking hours. We talking about Toy Story 5, man. And how it's trying to teach parents and kids to put the iPads and let's stray away from this technology shit because it's not working in our favor. None of us is becoming better off with the tech, man. Only like a small percentage, not even 1% no more. It's like fucking 5 niggas that got all the money. Weirdo shit going on, man. Nigga shaped like a fucking box, and that nigga winning? No, not in this world. And that's what they did, right? At least in the 80s, 90s, it was about your looks and how hard you worked, right? You could now it's just if you the weirder, the more weirdo shit you is, yeah, you gonna win, man. Look at Chud the Builder. They found he was into Autobots and motherfucking Decepticons the whole time. Autobots out. That's what that nigga was doing. There's always them weirdos, man. Always them motherfuckers that you swear they standing on 10, but they standing in heels, man. It's a damn shame, right? You like, yo, my man, why you got a nice little curvature in the and you got DJ academics messing with 50 Cent old girl, old girl, old girl. How bad could old girl go with old girl? It's funny. These niggas hate leftover food, but they love leftover. Let's stop, Zay. You already know how we doing it on this side. Boom, 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 this side. Good news, everyone. My live stream video came back. Finally, let's talk that stuff. Yo, Darius, that is so funny you're saying this because I posted a video, the 2 hour one, and it wasn't in my column. Meanwhile, my wife would check her shit and it was in her joint. And I'm like, what's going on, tube? But yeah, man. And a lot of times my numbers right now, the shit say one and then they go back to zero. And then meanwhile, Nene and you just comment. It's just bugged out. Now my shit is five. I don't know what's going on. But I appreciate the chat. I appreciate everybody that's here. Thanks for the thumbs up. And let's keep it going, man. But ain't a lot of bugged out shit happening. A lot of technology glitches. Like I could already see the future. Oh, glitch. What you mean glitch? Everybody, uh, this is the president, and by then it's gonna probably be a transformer. This is the president, and nobody has money no more. Like we all, it's over. What you mean? Go to the stores, grab what you could get. We gotta figure this out and start from scratch again. Yup, that part. They don't know what they're doing. All they worried about is they pockets. When you have a civilization that's always content with mine, me, my greed, my pockets, my boat, my car, my, yeah, you ain't gonna prosper. You gotta have a we. You gotta have a team mentality. You gotta have. We all have bread. We all are good. Spot beside walk. Why you think we always look 10, 20 years from now, they still with them niggas, but they icy. All of them got nice cribs, nice cars, families. That's what we like to see. And a lot of athletes and rappers, let's just say culturally, we do that shit, right? Like motherfuckers like to bring everybody aboard. But that's a gift and a curse because it definitely financially it doesn't add up. So make sure you got at least a nice little 4 or 5 motherfuckers, right? But it's always good to see people eating together. When you have dinner, we used to have it at a dinner table together. You understand me? We ate together. Hence the reason why most of our little slang is, yo, you get into the bag, you eating good, yo, you ain't gonna take food off of my plate. We have those expressions because when you get to that dinner table, you eat together. You share together. If there's 5 pork chops and 6 people, somebody getting a half. You already know how the fucking we do, man. But yeah, man, I hope everybody doing good. Tenders up. Motherfuckers is out here trying to ha ha ha. No backbone whatsoever, man. And then it's the it's the no backbone mixed with what's the word we always say? Like they like it's no backbone mixed with entitlement. So you can't have that. You can't have we know you weak and you can't do nothing without help, but you over here claiming independence. That's the thing that's happening. Is people are out here with this clear snobby outlook that they built everything by themselves, this entitlement that my car goes before yours or after, right? Like me syndrome, and all that does is just it makes you a sour it does something to you. It does something to the human. You know what I mean? And we have a bunch of those motherfuckers running around now, entitled like a motherfucker, think that the world's supposed to bow down. I hate that we have random you have these kiosks all over these fast food agencies taking away these jobs. We got to go back to the movies. We got to go back to allowing rappers. How about we start having ringtones again so rappers could get paid off of that, right? Or singers or artists in general. Like we need to find these solution based systems that allow everybody to start moving and grooving together, man. Because this solo outlook, this after the corona joint, everybody was in the crib, self, whatever, whoever you was with type shit, either you loved or grew to hate them more. However your situation panned out, man, it definitely left a residual effect of loneliness, of I don't need nobody, right? And we do need each other. Because look how they fucking doing us. They doing a super greasy. I just told y'all a subscription for ice. They out of their goddamn mind. Who's the company that's gonna do it? I hope it's not Frigidaire or some shit. Then my man, I remember my man in 98, 99. We little kids. I'm 15, 16, right? He used to tell me all the time, TVs, the new flat screens, they got cameras in them. I used to be like, no, and I'm like, now I'm like, yeah, because there's so much information that was. Remember, we were very private people, so a lot of information was being spoken in your household indoors, and somehow they knew. You open up your phone, you on Facebook, you got an ad talking about, yeah, remember that so and so conversation you had? We gonna sell you this. Also, AI is trying to take over the music industry now too. And then yo, you know what was weird? It's like, who are the dumb motherfuckers that are clicking these songs? And who are the people that are thinking it's okay to take money out of a real fucking person's plate? You rather a AI buy a Maybach than a real person, nigga? What the fuck is going on? And yo, I seen something scary. This nigga had an AI built into like a little box or machine. He said, "We gonna go somewhere and find a robot that I could transfer your joint to, right?" That's what's gonna happen, man. They eventually gonna get to the point where they're gonna really bring these AIs to life with these artificial type robots that look kind of good now. Who knows in 5, 10 years we're gonna see AI doing concerts and shit, able to have a jetpack and fly in the sky, and then they head explode and come back together and fucking, fart fucking pineapple Kool-Aid joints. Like, yo, it's out of control, my niggas. Who the fuck is clicking these shits and who's giving them the props? And yo, they looked up fucking AI is making money off of Spotify. Like, this is like real numbers. Making more money than your favorite artist now. Cause stupid ass people are fucking building up AI every way they could. From artistry, from them making music to them fucking taking your gig, man. And random, we talked about mechanics. I didn't know how deep this was. I didn't know that mechanics, shout out to you guys, you do a lot of schooling. You do a lot of putting yourself in debt. You do a lot of buying tools, buying specific tools for these new fucking goofy cars. So you gain all of this. You put yourself, you got so much, and then you get a job entry level and they trying to do 19 an hour. Fine, but the work don't. I heard they got this new pay time shit where it says 13 and a half hours to do this part. The whatever, the car lot wants you to do it in 5 hours, and then they're gonna pay you less. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get paid per job, not per how big the job is. You understand? That's weird. So they gonna get paid 40, $30 for the same oil change as they do figuring out if you got a tranny issue. That shit is weird. And I'm not saying pay mechanics all this money. I'm just telling people mechanicry, engineer, all that shit. Hence the reason why a lot of them could go forklift, they could go somewhere else, right? But pay these motherfuckers, man. I'm on the same page with doctors and yo, certain gigs, man. Especially if you got they go to this trade. That's why they I remember growing up, right? And we were doing that. We were doing it was this weird derive, right? You were able to do plumbing and thing and whatever. So you go to these programs, but they were closed before you would get certified or certain, like, so you just wasted all this time. And yo, but we will transfer your credits by then. You 25, 20, like, you moving through life. Who gonna pay my bills? And that's what they do. They do these weird games. Like, I gotta pay bills, so why the fuck you paying me this little amount? I just paid 2,400 for these parts to do a diagnostic on these new stupid cars, and you not like, at least pay for my training. They used to at least do that. Companies pay for my training, and then let me be an apprentice, and then boom, I'm working for you. They don't want none of that. In fact, I think they really want unexperienced motherfuckers all over every industry. And what does that mean? It means no pay because they don't have to pay because nobody knows this shit, right? And then, meanwhile, it's like, yo, I did 10 years with this company. They closed. I'm going to come in. Yo, pay me that. Nope. They're going to start you like a rookie, nigga. That makes no sense. Only to them it does. But check this beautiful thing out. A CEO gets fired. He going to want his same CEO and better pay at the next job. But you can't do that. Nope, you can't do that. No, you can't do that. What you mean? You did 15 years as a mechanic and you want to come over here and ask for 25, 30? And no, 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 no. What you mean, nigga? I thought the whole game was about experience, how much time you put in things and being better at that craft. That's how it was for centuries. You was an apprentice, you became a master. And what that meant was you were able to raise your own apprentice, man. Teach your own. And the process and the system continue. Yeah, there's more people. Yeah, there's more, but we got to start figuring things out. How about there's an online site or there's a place where you could go to where it goes, yo, we need 300K mechanics, okay, and they're all over the states and countries. So we're going to start finding housing for the people, and we're going to start finding get them a car and make sure they're good. So when we have them travel from wherever bubble fuck they are to come to work for us, we're going to make sure they good. No, they don't want that. They want you to live in your car, drive, sweating, stinking. Yeah, as long as you able to work, right? And then they're gonna hit you with, yeah, but AI and robots are more efficient. Of course they are. They don't have blood, sweat, and tears. They don't piss and shit. They don't got real life situations and a robot died and none of that shit happens, man. Check this out. Go to your job and try to take off a day, man. But then watch that job. You're like, can you cover 2 weeks overtime? Yeah, I got you. And then when you want that one day, oh yo, Monday I might come off, man. Yo, you cannot do that. You gotta tell us a month in advance. How dare you, nigga? Wait, what? So wait, if me not being at work is such a huge fucking detrimental to this business, I should be getting paid fucking 35 million of dollars then, little nigga. Yeah, that part. They make you feel sorry. They make you feel bad. They try to say slick shit. Well, if you don't take overtime, you might not, work here next week. What you mean, nigga? What's going on here? I just want to know, man. He's a master tech of 40 years, but still has to do tests for the state. Yo, Nene, it makes no sense. So you telling me I did 30, 40 years? First of all, let's go down the list, y'all. Number one, these are all brand new systems. When boomers were working and doing their thing, they could bounce around where the fuck ever and get paid high end according to their experience. That's why they started doing. That's why where that gig thing came from. You put in your work, and then that's why they say when you're young, you come in on experience, you build that up. Da, 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 da. But where they fucking up is they asking an 18-year-old to have 3 years experience, which he can't get because you're not going to give him the job because he's not experienced. Like, it's not making sense. They're not giving opportunities no more. And now, because the world is so fucked, the people that were supposed to leave and go to other gigs or maybe retire, they're still holding on to their jobs. Nigga, once you're 60, that's it. You know how much that would eliminate so much of the fucking economy, and at least like so many jobs will open up. You know how many people 60 and older are still working? And I'm not saying they're not supposed to, because 67 is a joint, right? But my thing is, it was 55 when y'all were doing it. In fact, when y'all were doing it, you could go to a trade school, not not have debt, meaning they paid you to go to the trade school. Why are you destroying all these systems and making it harder just to fucking work? In fact, you're making it like a nigga gotta be a professor to be a mechanic. You're making it like a nigga gotta be fucking. I gotta be fucking my IQ 200 just to be fucking a cashier. You're not making sense. It's not. It's not. You're making it so hard with these applications, with all this jargon, with all this how you pick. It makes no fucking sense. In fact, how you pick should be like this: how close does the person live to this job? Because I need that person when up, right. That's how it is, man. That's how it used to be. Why you think you used to have communities, meaning you would go to a store and you knew that lady probably lived in the neighborhood. So she would have conversation with you. And usually you was in that store because you lived in the neighborhood. We all was community. We wasn't bouncing the way we was. And now with Amazon, you don't even leave your fucking crib. Yeah, but there's talk about moving back retirement age. Like moving it back like to what, 60 or moving you said back. Yeah, they have to. Nene D, it's not adding up. This is what I like. I'm a numbers guy. Y'all hear me, right? I got OCD. I give you all my real shit, right? You know what I mean? I love the color blue. I'm Puerto Rican. I'm a cool. I got Italian in me, American Indian, a little Moreno. I'm a cool kid, right? But what I do learn is how misrepresented and how unappreciated human beings are becoming, and how we pedestalize those that are streamers and people that aren't doing anything positive in your life. Like that's what I'm saying. At least back then they used to be like, yo, some of these celebrities, yo, you guys got to be good role models. They used to have a manager, or they used to what's the person that celebrities have to clean up their image, like they go through a course or learn how to talk. Yeah, you can't just be babbling shit and yo fuck this and sounding incoherent and corny crazy. So they got to figure out the retirement age, because I don't think it's just that my mother, our fathers, our grandparents worked so many fucking years. I mean, more our parents, let's say, and then us, right? We're doing, and then they weren't doing no fucking 50, 60 hour weeks or working two jobs. You know, yes, right now it's $8. I just, I'm not using that as an excuse. As soon as I get mine, I promise you're going to see a worker working. But my whole thing was like, yo, first of all, you're making it hard for a nigga 44 to get a gig, right? And then you made it like all my resume experience. So you're talking about 9, 10 years paralegal. You're talking about another 5 in construction. You're talking about another 5 as a behavioral specialist in the hospital. You're talking right there. That's about 20 years. I'm 44, Poppy. You know what I'm saying? I ain't. And then you're gonna sprinkle. I washed windows for the Empire State Building. I did what else I did? I did another little paralegal, but it was more based in divorce and civil, lawsuit type shit. A couple years there. You know how work is, and then I worked as dishwashers and hostess and waiters. So life. I'm just being live with life, right? But you bouncing around. But what you doing? You gaining experience. Why? So the next time I show this beautiful boss or whoever, yo, my resume, the nigga knows I wasn't just sitting on my ass. But as long as I've been alive, the people that didn't put enough work or was always late, them niggas got promotions. The niggas that would say fuck the boss and do all this crazy shit, them niggas never got fired. The motherfuckers that will gossip and dick rub the boss, them niggas never got fired. That's my only thing, was the way it started getting too personal in people's lives where it could affect your job. Yo, this nigga went out last night and got drunk, and now the boss thinks you're hungover, and like it's like, yo, that's none of his fucking business. But whatever, man. I appreciate all of y'all, man. You already know how I do. It's 66 to 67 now, but I saw maybe pushing it to 75 or going forward. Yeah, I already know these motherfuckers is out of their mind, and because what's happening is they not understanding the body. So the physical, we look younger, we look like, right. So yeah, but our body is still our body. I'm still 44 with carrying bluestone, making cement by hand. Remember, this is we talking about 2000s working construction, 2010s and on, where a lot of these companies wearing OSHA certified. So nigga, I'm no helmet, no harness, making setting up scaffolding, doing all this crazy shit, breaking your back, you know, and then you go to a doctor, tell him your back is all fucked up. Oh, there's nothing I could do. And then another patient goes right after you says, "Yo, my back." Meanwhile, the nigga looks like a fucking fiend, a drug user, and the doctor gives him 180 fucking oxycontins. I'm not asking for that. I'm just saying, nigga, my back is killing me. Figure something out. My father, to the point, my dad gets a shot in his spine. I might need to get that. Where for a whole month he's at least tranquilo. I gotta sleep on my side because my back, and that's just because of the way jobs are set up. Either you're sitting on your ass all day, or you're doing construction, you're moving, or whatever you're doing. It's not recommended for humans, man. What we doing is not what we supposed to be doing, y'all. Lifting shit, driving shit, sitting shit. You know what I mean? That's not good for your spine. Always curved, always sitting, always. And then as soon as you need disability, as soon as you need money or help, these motherfuckers don't help you. But then they give 100 bands a year to some nigga that skateboarding and fucking doing backflips. I don't know. I don't know who's in charge and how did they select, but they definitely have been selecting bad, man. They definitely have not been helping people who need the actual help. They just been giving money away to fucking losers and leeches. And yeah, they fucked up the system, but nigga, it's up to the system to find that fuck up, man. Like I said, I literally would go to a doctor, and just because the way either I look or I was always young looking or something, oh, are you okay, kiddo? What you mean? I'm telling you, my fucking back is killing me, my nigga. And then they finally did an X-ray. Oh, you got two discs missing. My shit's yeah, nigga. What the fuck I've been telling y'all? I got hernias. I got appendix. Look, God don't make perfect, so He made my body weak, nigga. Football, lifting weights, boom, hernia pop out. Go back to lifting weights. Fucking, I'm in class. My appendix bursted. Let me tell you that story. I'm taking a test, a religion test. I remember this shit like it's yesterday. Mr. It starts with a G, but whatever. I'm taking a test. I cough, blood. Mind you, I got the test back a 99, my nigga, with the blood still on the paper. But long story short, I go to the bathroom, I spit, I could cough a lot of blood. I'm spitting blood. My shit is killing me though, my stomach, right? So I'm like, yo, can y'all call my moms? I can't move. Like my movement is fucked up. I go, but in school, you as a kid, you push yourself. So I push myself, walk back into class, sit down, boom, I cough again. I finish the test. And then I gave it to him. I'm like, yo, can you call my mom's, man? I'm not. Yo, I get in the cab. My mother took off. Back then you would have to leave work, so she left work. She's in the cab with me. She goes, Papa, you want to go to the hospital or go home? I'm like, Mom, let's just go home. You know what I mean? My mom's being my mom's. You know how moms was back then. Yo, we going to the hospital, little nigga. As soon as I went to the hospital, they made me drink this white, fucking creamy, nasty, disgusting shit that supposedly culture shit. But I was in so much weirdness, pain, I kept throwing up. And the doctor's like, stop throwing it up. We need it to sit so we could scan you. I keep throwing up, keep throwing up. They're like, we don't know what's going on. So they do the x-ray or whatever they did. Oh, they're like, yo, man, we gonna have to go to surgery right now. Right. We gotta call the doctor and because the specialist niggas, we gotta call this specialist nigga and go right now. What happened? His appendix busted, is leaking all over, and supposedly you could die from this shit. Like, and I'm a little kid. I'm like, what the fuck's going on? Like, I'm 15. Like, what? Help me. You know what I'm saying? They do surgery. They knock me the fuck out. You know that count from 10. I got all the way to maybe 7, 8. Boom. I wake up in pain, agony, stitches. If I ain't gonna show y'all, but I got like motherfucking 100 and some stitches on my side, right? And I had this hole with a tube in it, and like almost like a shit bag, right? But it was spitting out blood and the appendix shit, right? So word, man. And I was in there for like a month. Come out and yeah. And that this is back to back. So one year I get hernia, the next year I get appendix, and then I graduated. But word, man, my body was just like weirdo, and now I got like weird stomach aches that like I don't trust the food. You know what I'm saying? Like the food nowadays, like gives you acid reflux immediately. Appendix bursting is immediate surgery. That's a fact, Nene D. That's exactly why the workout craze went wild and people are healthy as a society. But that's BS. There's pain and pressure with everything. Nene D, people don't understand. Constantly lifting a weight. Remember, some of these niggas are doing 4 or 5 times a week. Only 2 days resting their legs and arms, right? So let's say to the regular nigga that's doing maybe four, right? And 3 days he could work, rest, whatever, right? Sunday long story short, you're not supposed to be lifting your joints, your bones. We already know what happens with basketball players when all they do is run back and forth up and down a court. And mind you, they said they built the court out of that certain hardwood because concrete people don't understand, man. Concrete is not a good source of stepping on shit. Grasses, dirt, but concrete, when you put it, people don't understand. When every time you push your foot down, all this pressure, and if you don't have cartilage between your ankles or things wear, things tear, yeah, bro, your shit is like a car, hydraulics. Every time you walk, your spine, niggas don't know that. Niggas be out here playing, throwing their body away, and then when they fucking 40 something as a boxer, we see it now. These niggas can't talk, they can't, they move funny, they drinkers. It's wild. Take care of your body, y'all. Take care of your body, man. That's all I'm gonna say. You know what I mean? You're lucky your mom made you go to the hospital. That's a fact, Nene. And then I'm lucky once again. I said, you know how it was, Ma. Let's just go home, mommy. Please, mommy. Yo, pa, I don't know what the fuck you was happening, but we ain't going home. That's what we not gonna do. I'm like, Ma, for real? She's like, yup. We took our ass over there. That shit was the craziest joint ever, man. Found out like, yo, coughing blood and and then I'm in the hospital for because that shit had to come out of me. Pause. But diabolical, man. You never know, man. That's why, yeah, take care of yours, man. But don't believe the hype. Don't believe in some of these vitamins and some of these, creatine and all this. Nowadays they got so many supplements to make you live. Meanwhile, we dying younger. Something's not adding up. Meanwhile, my fucking grandmother and grandfather who smoked fucking 1,000 cigarettes and drank every day, them motherfuckers at least lived to the 80s, 90s. We can't even hit 60. MJ going at 50. Yeah, something is going on and I don't like it. And I can't, who knows how much if I keep talking where I'm gonna go. These motherfuckers don't like people that talk. And you think, yo, I bet Mommyville, if I went live and my numbers was like 10 bands, 8 bands, nigga, they will be on my ass heavy, boy. They probably suppressing my numbers now, man, making me, not out there. You know what I mean? Because I notice a lot of my videos always hit like 1,000, 1,500 max. Some I got a 10K video, I got 4 bands, but it always hits this like little tippy that it don't, they don't put it out there, right? W in the fucking chat was popping, Hashana. Keep in mind, I was in the Marines. When you work out, all you need is your body weight to exercise. No need to lift weights. Yes, 170 pounds. You should not exceed your body's limit. People don't understand that, Frank. That's a beautiful segue and beautiful thing, man. Yo, you know why niggas come out of jail super jacked? Ain't no fucking exercise room for some of these niggas. Some of these niggas is in the hole for fucking 5, 6 months. All you got is a fucking 8x8 cell. You living in this right here, nigga. This is me right here. Doing push-ups and shit, nigga. Yeah, that part. Word, man. Word. You know what I mean? Word, my niggas. But that's a fact, man. And people don't understand when you do push-ups, what are you doing? You're lifting up your body weight. So if you 180, that's what you're doing. You're lifting up a buck son. It's a beautiful thing. Why you think sometimes when you see, big fat niggas try to do push-ups, they like, and you like, nigga, you can't do one? I don't think so, because the nigga's 400, 350, he lifting literally that weight. That's why sometimes they tell women to do push-ups off their knees. You know what I mean? Men, we freestyle. We off the, off the ground. You know what I mean? One of these jammies. You know how it is. Let's take the hat off. So you like this, and they usually head up, right? So you wanna bah, 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 hit him, hit him. You know what I mean? And just do your thing. But motherfuckers, you know what I'm saying? That's all it take, y'all. Half hour, hour per like. I'm not even telling y'all an hour. Give me a half hour, 45 minutes. Cause you'd be surprised in 45 how many push-ups you could do. And do 10 sets of five, nigga. You be doing 50. Yo, in that little half hour, you did 50. Let's say you wait another 4 hours and do another 50. That's 100 a day, nigga. Let's do the math. Let's do the math, man. And just that little shit, man. I feel it in my little potato, man. Yo, what's poppin'? Trying to hold this hug, man. Those supplements don't help shit, yo, Nene. Is yo when you go to GNC, y'all, and see how much porqueria they try to sell motherfuckers, I laughing, man. And if you don't know pills, let's talk about pills. If you don't know pills, what does your doctor say when you go to the doctors? Hi, are you on any other medication? Because if you are, let us the fuck know so this medication don't kill you. And that's the thing the vitamin store don't tell you. Some of these niggas is buying various things. Yes, it's making you look jacked, but it's also making you look old as fuck. There's a guy who's only 22, 23. He looks like an old man. He brolic though, like a motherfucker. Bald already, beard, looking crazy work, man. Be careful how you digest some of this information. You know what I mean? And one of the biggest rules our parents or people used to tell us, everything in moderation. Yo, good looking on the 10 boy. You already know, baby. Even eating vegetables. Fruit doesn't it don't. It don't. These apples ain't juicy like they used to be. These oranges got extra skin, no seeds. That's another thing. I'm not yo. Sometimes I used to go seedless. Give me seeds. I want to see seeds now, man. Word to Mommyville, man. Grapes, yo, my favorite top five, man. I'm gonna give it a pears. I take bananas. I take some oranges. Uh, it's a tie between mango and cantaloupe. And then five, I'm gonna do grapes, purple. We gonna go purple purple on niggas. Yo, remember I told you the people that were living in the jungle for a year, all they was doing was eating fruit and vegetables. Went back to the dentist and they like, yo, well, what y'all doing for your teeth? Your teeth are strong as hell. We haven't brushed them in a year, little nigga. Ooh, yeah, that part. And then meanwhile, the dentist will tell you when you brush too much, you wipe off the enamel, which is this thing that hardens your teeth. Number one, if you brush your teeth so much, nigga, to the people that got sensitive teeth now, that's because you done brushed your shit all the way down to the nerves, nigga. Be careful. You're not supposed to be brushing your teeth. And mind you, they tricked us. They used to tell us after every meal. And mind you, toothpaste changed more flavors than motherfucking Jordan sneakers, nigga. When I was younger, it was just a Colgate or that's it. And it was in a white, it was white. It came out. Boom. And then next thing you know, they had this green one, Colgate, and a blue one. That's when I was like, oh, what they doing over here? And none of them shits made your teeth white. Everybody was drinking coffee back then and cigarettes, and all their teeth was yellow. None of them shits was doing what you said it was doing. 10-10, go ahead, Jose. Yeah, nigga. I did a quick little tenito. What's poppin', man? Hit me with the 10 ball, nigga. But word, man, folks don't understand, man. There's something going on that ain't adding up. And when you see niggas like, yo, this honey bun don't taste the same, it's not because we were eating honey buns all our life. It's because these things aren't tasting the same. America has always been this. It's look, right? So if I go on somebody's Instagram, it looks like they have money. If I see somebody in a car, it looks like they got money. So we always been look at this cake, look at the icing, look at the cherry, right? And I always felt like as soon as these motherfuckers biologists are able to make whatever lab shit look the same, taste comes with flavors, right? Flavoring. So as long as you flavor a certain product, nigga, it don't matter. You ever heard that expression? Damn, this shit tastes like chicken. Yeah, because whatever, man. I get too deep, right? Niggas gonna catch me down a rabbit hole with 35. But yeah, man, I used to love going down rabbit holes and conspiracy theories and watching Bob Marley and this guy named something Dick and fucking Coast to Coast AM and fucking Alex Jones. I used to delve into these motherfuckers because I always said whenever somebody's trying to make you look crazy when you're not, is because what you're saying has truth behind it. That's one lesson I always got. Whenever I see a group of people trying to point or finger out somebody and shit on them a lot, that person is doing something that obviously got them stirred, right? But I always go perfect example is when Dave Chappelle ain't take that little bit of crumbs and money, what they did, they said that nigga was crazy. They said he went to Africa and was doing crack. They said this, my niggas. This shit was on newspapers. Dave Chappelle went to Africa, crackhead type shit. Word to Mommyville. He had to come back and do an Oprah interview to be like, yo, what's going on here? A nigga just went to Africa. I wasn't running away. I wasn't. In fact, I like Dave Chappelle because he's been with his wife for 20, and he ain't like Kevin Hart thinking with his dick. That's that Napoleon bullshit. When you little and yeah, you little. That's why you big nigga, cause you little. Put that dick on me. That shit looks small. Little. ah, put that Johnson on me. That shit look like a mini Missy. Word, man. Be careful. They trying to trick everybody. Oh, it was Oprah that started that nonsense, right? So it was that interview that stirred the how do you say the his perception in in our eyes, right? Caught the nigga crazy like this. What? And none of it was adding up, right? To us. We were like, wait, how you calling him crazy? This nigga's funny as fuck. He gave us half baked. Remember the nigga was eating he said, Ebba lover, you're my favorite friend, whatever candy that was. Yo, half baked. I watched that shit religiously. I ain't lying. Then they take that nigga Kevin Hart joint, phew, put on a nigga that's 6 foot. That shit. Whoa, son, I thought you was. It's the illusion, nigga. Everything is magic, baby. Everything is magic, baby. Why you think these bull daggers is having fun with the strap on and shit? It's like I can't compete. That shit is fucking. It won't go down. The shit is fucking 82 inches. Of course, there's no competition, man. But let me tell you what that thing can't do. Grab you. You can't feel the throbbing when you say all that real shit, nigga. You still need a nigga. Now let me stop. But word, man, life is, life is supposed to be like a thing you enjoy. Like you could look back. You know why some people be like, Zay, you always be in your nostalgia vibe. You want to know why, my nigga? Because I can't say even though we were poor, my parents gave me such a dope childhood. You know, like yo, they built such a dope little nigga in me, the value system I uphold, my loyalty to my friends, my not backdooring or back saying, talking to how even with strangers, you know what I mean? With y'all, I don't back, I don't do, I'm just, I'm really built different. It's that cloth, man. And it's not like I'm better. I never go the better route. I just go, I'm different. I'm different. You heard? Sometimes I get in my weirdo phase. But I tell y'all the truth. Yo, I did my own haircut. Yo, this chain is, yo, this, that. Like, there's nothing that I want to be hidden Because when you're hiding something, that means you're not, that's something that you can't even, if you're hiding something to society, what the fuck you hiding for yourself, man? Can't be doing that, man. You gotta just be, whatever faults and whatever mistakes and whatever, things you lack, somebody else might, not lack, and be the other half to your, you know. People don't think like that, and then the way they got the world set up, sometimes people think that, yeah, you got to do all this shit on your own. No, you don't, man. Yo, the best things in life had a team behind it, and that's where they be lying. For every great motherfucker, there was a dope mother, a dope father, a dope uncle, a dope coach, right? There's always somebody that was, playing a part. Nowadays, nobody want to play that part. That's the thing. Everybody want to be the star in the movie. We can't all be the star in the movie. First of all, the movie would be $22 trillion, and second of all, the shit would be corny, right? Because we were brought up well-rounded. Well-rounded is a dope word, man. That's a simple shirt. Circle, well-rounded. I'm well-rounded. That's it. 5 million sold, nigga. Word to Mommyville, because another thing people don't get. We was raised with these value systems, and we upheld them for our family name. We knew how much the weight held. We knew how much we didn't want to make our father or our mothers look bad with our behavior. That's what y'all doing. And then the parents gave up so much that they don't even give a fuck no more. But to Mama Duck and some of these moms that lost 5, 6 kids because of this stupid shit, this violence and nonsense, yeah, that's not a good look, man. Lunch is here. Yo, that's another thing. Yo, everybody have a great one. Nene D, every time you break, that's perfect timing award. Everybody have a great one, Frank, Christy, Darius. Yo, wife, I hope everybody have a great day. Keep your antennas up. We had a great conversation. I got the 7 ball. Definitely gonna hit the 10 ball. You know what I mean? Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you, Darius. I appreciate you. Hold this hug. Thank you, Frank, for your your word of the day. I hope everybody has a great one. Stay positive and smile, man. Hold up your phone and put the camera, hit it reverse, and just smile for Zay, man. W's in the chat. You know how we give it up. Zay Dollar, Zay Dollar. Peace, y'all. You know I love y'all, man. Zay Dollar, Zay Dollar. Random. We outside, we inside, we everywhere. Like I mentioned in the past, I was raised by mom and grandma hand. That's a factory, man. Respect for our women, respect for our elders, respect for those we that held us down. People don't do that no more. You fucking raise people and then they say you didn't hold us L. But good looking, everybody. W's, you don't know how we give it up. Yo, have a great one, everybody. Peace. Zay Dollar, Zay Dollar. Random. Adios, compay. Peace. Have a great one.